Okay, let's scroll down on the bundle until we get to business letter. Last time, the last few times, we've been working on personal business letters. We're actually going to move on to business letters. We're going to talk about memos and letterheads today. Okay. All right, so starting with business letters. A business letter is used for communication between two businesses or organizations. So personal business letters were between an individual and a business organization. Okay. A business letter is just between two businesses or organizations. Okay. You're going to notice the margins are the same. All right. So an example of a business letter might be Sears sending a letter to Walmart, or a factory sending a letter to a landscaping company. Right? They're inquiring about services. So those are between two businesses or organizations. Okay? So we have 2-inch top margin, 1-inch bottom, left and right. Okay, go down and click on the picture of the business letter. Now we're going to talk about letterheads here in a bit. So we'll get to a part down here and I'll explain it. Again, the 2-inch top margin. And with a business letter, we're going to start with the date. Okay? And then follow that with a quadruple space, which is, again, 3 blank lines. And then we're going to have our return address. In this case, it's Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. And that is in Scranton, Pennsylvania. The return address is only used if there isn't a letterhead. Okay, and you'll notice in a little bit, letterheads go up top, and they do contain that information. So if it's already there, we don't necessarily need a return address. Okay? So if there isn't, if a return address isn't needed because there's a letterhead, we would just put the recipient's address in that space. Okay? If there's not a letterhead, we're going to double space, and then we'll put the recipient's address. In this case, it's Mr. Ed Wannabe, again in Scranton. A double space, and then the salutation. Dear Mr. Wannabe. Again, we don't need to put a comma on a business letter. This is also block. Remember, everything lined with the left margin. And then we have the body of our letter, paragraph, double space in between paragraphs, and then another paragraph, double space. This is their closing paragraph, a double space, and then the complimentary close. Sincerely. Okay. Then a quadruple space, just like before, and then the sender's name, Michael Scott, and right immediately below, we call this a single space. If a double space has 1 blank line, a single space would have no blank lines, but it's on the next line. That's the title. He's the regional manager. All right. Any questions on the makeup of a business letter? Again, this is for communication between two businesses. Okay. All right. All right, let's move on to memos. Let's go ahead and get this done. What is a memo? Well, memo is short for memorandum. It's a type of document that we're going to send between the people in the same organization or business. So it's suited for inter-office communication. Inter meaning what? Within. So within the office communication. Okay. Again, margins, 2-inch top, 1-inch bottom, 1-inch left, 1-inch right. An example of a memo, Mr. Moody could send a memo to all teachers. That'd be an official one. Dr. Orr could send a memo to all staff members. And we'd actually get a written copy of that most of the time. He sends emails. It's a little more informal here. He just sends out an email. But at a place, let's say McDonald's. Okay, I know a couple of you work in fast food places. You don't really have a @mcdonalds.com email address, do you? No. So how are they going to get information out to you? Well, It's within the same business or organization, so they're going to write a memo. And that memo is going to get passed out to you guys, and it's probably along with your paycheck if it's not direct deposited, and you're going to have it posted in a location inside the office or inside the business that everybody's going to see. Everybody that's intended to see it will see it. Okay? So next time you're working, take a look. I bet you'll find something. Okay? We are going to have some headers, and I'm going to talk about those when we look at the example. Okay? Now, this is a format that a lot of people use, but realize each business or organization can come up with their own way of doing things. So when you're working for them and they have you do it a certain way, guess what? You do it that way. Okay? This is just a typical business standard that they use. Okay, so looking at a memo, 2-inch top margin. Let me zoom in a little bit. 2-inch top margin. And then we start with a T-O for 2 and then a colon. Those are both capitalized. So 2 colon. And this space in here is done with the tab key. Okay? You press tab once, it goes to about here. You press tab again, we're going over, it'll line up right here. And then we type out the name, a double space, so 1 blank line, and then capitalize from, colon. 2 tabs, and then Lisa Eskew, who it's from, a double space, and then the date, again capitalized with a colon, 2 tabs, November 4th, 2013, double space, and then subject, colon. Now, because subject takes up so much space, it's already into that first tab. It's only going to require 1 more tab. So everything's going to get lined up here pretty evenly. Okay, so 2 tabs for these, 1 tab for subject. Okay, then a double space, and then the body. And in between every paragraph, you've got a double space. Okay, notice there's no name down here or complimentary close. All that information is within here. It's not as official. It can be a little less formal in terms of the way it's set up. Okay, so there isn't going to be a complimentary close, a name, a signature. All that information is right here. Okay, any questions on a memo?
So there's like 1 double space for subject only?
1 tab key, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see that in the example activity that we do. All right, and then so again, each business is going to have their own way of doing things. So follow that. We'll scroll down. We're going to look at letterheads. Now, have you ever wondered why we have that 2-inch top margin? Right? It looks a little cleaner, but that 2-inch top margin gives room for a letterhead, and we have a Riverton Park letterhead that I'll show you in a moment. Okay, it makes it look really pretty official. Okay, it has pictures and contact information typically, whether that's top and bottom or just top. So the first example. Okay, I'll make this bigger. You can click on it on your bundle. Mississippi Institutions of Higher Learning. This is Office of Example, so it's clearly just an example letterhead. Has a nice little seal there. Looks pretty official, doesn't it? Okay, we scroll down. Their contact information is down here. Address, city, state, zip, website, phone number, fax number. Any way you need to contact them, you can. Okay. So let's look at another example. Whoa, hello. Okay. Southern Maryland Business Center has a nice little slogan. Okay. This looks nice. Contact information down here, in the middle, and over here. Okay, so they can be contacted. So you don't need to put the return address if it already has information there for them to get it from. And then the last one, you might see this a lot. This little line in here, call that a page break. What that means is there's nothing significant inside where they've taken the space out. Okay, it just simplifies the image. Okay? This is from the University of Central Florida. Nice little logo. This is university marketing. And then their contact information is on the bottom. So any questions about letterheads? Okay, so we've looked at business letters, the fact that they are communicating within two businesses or organizations. They are 2-inch top, 1-inch bottom, left and right. Memos are within the same business or organization, margins of 2, 1, 1, 1, and those contain the to, from, date, and subject, all capitalized with colons at the end, and what letterheads are. Okay, good luck.